Hey there, Aries, and welcome to your week of August 2nd, 2021 tarot reading. We're just going to charge right into this and get you your general vibe card here, Aries. All right, let's see what we got. We got the mouse spirit, tend to the small things, right? You ever hear the term death by a thousand cuts? That's kind of what the mouse is saying. Like, you got to tend to that so that's not the way you go, right? You don't want all the... Oh, we got a pop out for you already. We don't want all these little things to end up taken away from your dreams and your goals and your ambitions, right? We want to make sure everything's running smooth, right? We don't want a ton of bumps in the road. We want to get to where we're going, right? We don't want to break down because we forgot to fill up on gas. We forgot to buy snacks. We forgot to use the bathroom on the way there while we were at the gas station, right? Like, we want to get to the end of the road. We want to get to our vacation as smooth as possible. So just tend to the little stuff, right? Just, you may not think it's important at the time, but things become important when you don't have them, right? Better to have it than not need it than need it and not have it, right? That's the same sort of principle. So, we got the hang. I don't take reversals, by the way, in case you're a new viewer. But we've got the hangman here for you. The hangman is saying you're taking a new perspective on things. So, in the past, you might have been recently taking a new perspective on things. You know, getting a new idea, maybe a new way of looking at life, work, love, whatever this is for you, just gaining a new perspective in your recent past. Also here with the hangman, you've got that bit of that halo around his head, and that's to say he has enlightenment, right? This new perspective has really given him some enlightenment, right? I feel like a lot of people, I certainly work with a bunch that will sort of just stay in their hovel, stay in their hole in their mind because they don't think anything else is right. They think that the way they think is the best way instead of taking new approaches. So that's what we got so far, so I'm glad to see that. We got the Judgment card popping into your future, or into your present, rather. And the Judgment card is saying you're taking some action. You've made a decision on something, you're taking some action on it. So this new perspective has already prompted you into proactivity in your present. So that's awesome, right? You've decided, like, guess what? I'm going for it. There's something here that I think I can really use to, get me further in my life, get me closer to my dreams, my goals, or whatever this is that you're after here. Of course, different for everybody, but that is this new perspective has encouraged you to go this way, right? Maybe before you were very timid about it, but this new perspective has kind of been like, oh, this is great, right? I certainly was shy about asking women out before when I was younger because I was always like, oh, what if they reject me and stuff? And then after a while, I got into the mindset of, if I don't ask them out, I'm going to live with regret, always thinking, oh, maybe I could have, maybe things would be different if I asked so-and-so out. And now when I ask people out, I just ask them out. They reject me. Oh, well, that's the case. Now I know, right? So that's a much better way to be, I find. So I like this. This is great so far here, Aries. Now we got Aquarius popping in with the Star card. You may want to check out Aquarius's reading because I believe they also had Judgment and the Star in theirs as well. So you may have Aquarius in your chart, or you might be dealing with an Aquarius at this time. If you're new to tarot, if you're new to tarot, the major arcana cards, for all the 12 zodiac signs, there's a major arcana card that represents them. The Star is Aquarius's card. So the Star is all about, wish fulfillment. When you wish upon a star, it can be about healing and kind of having a glow up as well. So that's always nice. And just here, you're just trying to recover, right? You don't get to the Star without going through a Tower moment as well, right? So maybe the Tower moment gave you this new perspective, and now you know what you want in your life. This is the sort of the dream, the desire you want, and you're going for it, right? Maybe it's just a new perspective on these little things, and this is what you're doing, is taking action to take care of those little things so you can have your big thing later on. This is all leading to an outcome of the King of Swords. King of Swords, this might be a person you're encountering in the future, or maybe this is who you're trying to get to become like. But the King of Swords is a very analytical, by the book, by the facts kind of person, right? The King of Swords is someone who doesn't care about emotions or anything like that. They're very much like, okay, is this benefiting me? Yes. Okay, that's great. Is it affecting me in a negative way? It is. Well, we're getting rid of it. I don't want to deal with it. Can we get rid of it? Yes. Well, let's get rid of it, right? The King of Swords is all about that. He doesn't care about emotional like attachments or anything. He's just like, let's get rid of it. So for you, maybe those small things are things that you kind of are attached to, but they're kind of affecting you in a negative way. They're not doing anything positive for you. It's just you're sort of in this mindset of like, it means so much to me. I've had it for so long. And it's like, well, now it's just hurting you. You might as well get rid of it, right? So I'm liking this so far. That's not a message I know very many people ever like to hear. I know I'm one of them. Trust me, I am one of them. But let's see what we got here for your clarifiers in just a second, Aries. Before we do, thank you so much for making it this far. I appreciate it so much. We're going to hit you your clarifiers, but before we do, if you want to support the channel, you can always, of course, hit that thumbs up down below. You can subscribe if you haven't already, share the video, and check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign videos too, and see what might all be coming in the week ahead for you. Thank you again so much for being here, Aries. We got a pop-out for you to start off, and let's see what other clarifiers we got here for you. All right, Aries. So clarifying the Hanged Man over here, we got the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is all about stability, all about sort of, you know, working hard to get stability, right? You can see this one wand in the back is standing on its own, whereas this other one, he still has to hold. And this is saying you're coming from a stable place. So this, you've been afforded this new perspective because you've done a lot of work to gain stability in your life. So this new perspective has been well earned. So I like that a lot. Clarifying the Judgment card, we got Leo popping in with the Sun. Well, this Leo's main card is the Strength card, but the Sun can also represent Leo as well. So you, again, might be dealing with a Leo, might have Leo in your chart. Let me know down below. But the Sun is the happiest card in the deck, everything coming up Millhouse. So I feel like you know what makes you happy, right? Or maybe you have a new perspective on things, right? And you're like, you know what, this is really what makes me happy. Before I thought it was this other thing. Right, the Hangman gave you a new perspective. And it's like, no, actually, this makes me really happy. So now you're taking action to pursue that. I love it. That's awesome. Clarifying the Star, we got the Five of Wands. Five of Wands can say that you're going up a lot against a lot of competing forces, whether that be people or outside circumstances, what have you. But just a lot of conflict possibly coming in for you, rivalries, trying to stop you. Maybe they all have the same dream in mind. Maybe this is a workplace thing, or maybe you have someone that you're after. Maybe this Leo type person is someone that you're after, and they have a lot of suitors, right? You have a lot of people you're competing against. So that could be the case, or it can also be a card of self-improvements as well. You can look at these people as conflicting with each other, but you can also look at them as training to improve each other as well. So you might be in a case where you're in very much of a self-improvement kind of thing. Maybe those little things that you're tending to are just little things, little habits you've developed that you're like, all right, let's kind of correct those because they're actually negatively affecting me, right? So I like that. That's awesome. And lastly, clarifying the King of Swords. Did I not say that in order to get to the Star, you need to go through the Tower? And so the King of Swords is probably saying that this Tower moment was probably for the best for you, right? The King of Swords is saying like, yeah, this sucked, right? It was really bad, but it ended up being the best thing for me. Myself, for instance, I dated a girl for about 6 months, worst 6 months of my life. Guess what? It was probably the best thing for me in the end because I ended up going to therapy and getting myself back on track afterwards, right? Because before I even encountered her, I was in a very bad spot and she certainly didn't help. But this ended up working out really good for me in the end. And that's sort of what the King of Swords is probably saying here, is that you maybe went through a bad spot here, but guess what? This factually, objectively, was actually better for you in the end. So that's what we got here for you, Aries. So again, just tend to the little things. Maybe you just need some little things to correct, and that'll have big improvements on you so you can pursue your dreams and your wishes in the future. So that's all I got for you this week, Aries. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it so much. So but if you want to do all that free stuff that helps out the channel, like liking, subscribing if you haven't already, sharing, and checking out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign videos after this, that helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you, Aries, in the next video.